So today I'm going to be talking about struggle. Because we all have them, big and small. But what we don't think about is the fact that the people around us have them too. So I figure we should touch on that. When it comes to me, when somebody's trying to help me through struggles and stuff, it doesn't always help. Because they deal with it differently from how I deal with them. And because they deal with it differently, we can't exactly connect on how I should deal with it. Because I don't agree with what they're saying, and they think that I don't get it. The problem is that they want me to deal with it their way. And I know we've all faced that. We've all had friends who, they're trying to help and they give you advice, and I've been this friend. Trying to help, and they give you advice, and you're just like, oh my gosh, stop, leave me alone, just go away. As a friend who's tried to help and also caused problems, I feel like I can talk about this. Not because I'm an expert, but because I have experience in helping and causing problems. Not a great thing that I caused the problems, obviously, but at least I own up to it. When it comes to helping your friends deal with struggles, you need to think about the fact that they think differently from you. And they're going to deal with it differently. They're the one in the position of having to deal with the problem. From an outsider point of view, there can be obvious ways to deal with it that, well, it's logical, it makes sense. But for the person in the middle of the struggle, in the middle of the problem, those logical and sensible ways to deal with it, they don't make sense and they aren't logical. And it also depends on the person, because some people are, well, they use logic and some people use feeling. And those are completely different things. I can be on the logic side if I'm not in the middle of it. But I'm usually on the feeling side because I'm an extremely emotional being. Yes, I'm an extremely emotional person, and I will be completely honest about that. One of the things that makes it difficult to help somebody who's a logic-based person as opposed to a feeling-based person for me is that I want to be like, well, if I were in this situation, this is what I would do. But I'm the feeler. They're the logical. So when you're dealing with somebody who's more logic-based, try to use logic. If you're a logic-based person and you're trying to help somebody who's a feeling-based person in a situation that is difficult for them and they're struggling and it's just not a good situation, you need to think about the fact that you think differently. When it comes to helping a friend with something really, really hard, for example, there are some very, very different struggles. Some people struggle with school and work. Other people are struggling with the loss of a family member or a close friend. They're both problems. I think we all know which one's more important. School and work are a temporary thing. If you've lost someone you're close to, that's something you're going to live with forever. School and work and other things in that category, once you fix the problem, it goes away. On this side of things, you can't fix the problem. It's not going to go away. And that's one of the big differences there. When it comes to dealing with school and work, you can help somebody. You can help them figure out, let's see, what's their problem at work? Maybe they have a problem with a coworker, or they have this really big assignment that they have to get done because their boss needs it finished by whatever day. You can help them with that project by just being there and giving them support. And if they are able to have a friend help them, you can help them actually do it. But let's say we're talking to somebody who's lost a close friend or a loved one. That is really, really hard because you don't know what they're thinking. Maybe you've lost a loved one or a close friend and somebody tried to help you. The things that helped me were the people who, well, had been through the same thing. They're being that person for me that maybe they didn't have. When it comes to helping a friend who's lost someone, it's important to be sensitive because this is a very touchy subject for this person. Don't try to use logic. It doesn't work most of the time because it's not a logical situation to be in. Be caring about what's going on in their life. They not only have lost a person that's close to them, but they're probably also dealing with other things outside of that are smaller, but things pile up. And lastly, just be there. Be there when they need you to be. And I know not everybody is always available when their friend needs them. I know I'm not. But Being as available as you can for the person that you know is struggling with something is a really, really meaningful thing. I had people in my life that were there for me when this happened to me, and it was huge. It made a huge difference. Also, if you're the one struggling with things, be mindful of the fact that your friends are trying to help. I didn't say this to most people because I knew they were trying to help, but just knowing, I know you're trying to help, but please just stop. Just stop. That's the kind of thing that I was feeling all the time, because people trying to help the way that would help them maybe wouldn't help me, because we're very different. When it comes to losing somebody you care about, it's a really, really huge struggle in your life. It affects every aspect of your life. It affects your sleeping patterns, your eating patterns, your work ethic, your attitude, everything. It affects your relationships with the people that are still around you. And I can say this from experience. It's really, really hard to lose somebody close to you. And it's not something that just gets better. Yes, it gets easier, but it's not something you completely get over. And I can say that not only because I'm still dealing with it, but because I've had people who've been dealing with that same situation for years also tell me that, which honestly was a really comforting thing, because it didn't make me feel like I needed to get over it, or, well, eventually everything will be fine and it won't bother me anymore. Being able to have people that tell me it gets easier. They didn't tell me it'll be fine someday. Like, they'll tell me you'll be okay. It gets easier. But they don't tell me that everything's gonna just like, it's not gonna matter anymore. Because when that anniversary of that thing comes around, that's like an emotional time of the year for you, every year afterwards. No, I'm not gonna tell you that all of your problems are gonna be fixed, but I am gonna tell you that it gets easier. And this can go along with any struggle. School, work, losing someone you care about, anything. Those are all very different things. And all I can say is, yeah, I know it's hard right now, but don't give up. That writing assignment, sit down and just do it. That work project, get a friend. Same with that school set, that writing assignment. If you need somebody to help you, just get help. It's hard to ask for help sometimes, and I can say that. I've dealt with that. If you have lost somebody, you're trying to work your job, you're trying to finish school, it's pretty normal to end up dealing with anxiety or depression because of that. But you have to know that it's not a forever thing. You can be free of anxiety, and you can be freed from depression. And I can say that because, yes, I deal with anxiety. Yes, I've dealt with depression. Not as bad as some people, but I have dealt with it. I don't have depression anymore. I still sometimes deal with anxiety, but it's not as bad as it was. I know people in my life who had really, really, really bad depression. Some people don't realize that you can be free from it. No matter how deep you are in it, you can get out. And no, it's not going to be easy. But you have to hold on and find somebody who can help you. This might sound completely silly and naive coming from somebody who's only 19. But, like I said, I've dealt with depression. Like I said, I've dealt with anxiety. I don't have depression anymore, guys. That's a struggle I'm done dealing with. It didn't only get easier, it went away. So the next time you try to help somebody that's struggling with something, think about the fact that they probably deal with their problems differently. And the way that you would normally help them because of your own experience may not be what they need. Find out what they need before you jump in and try to fix it. The next time that somebody tries to help you, think about the fact that the way they are going to help you may not be the way that you need them to help you, but you can at least appreciate the fact that they are trying to help you. It's not going to be easy. Problems aren't. But having friends who are willing to help you through them, and having family who want to help you through them, it's a gift. If you don't feel like you have somebody, and you feel like you're really alone in dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with, honestly, feel free to message me. Because if you're dealing with something, I like being there for people. And remember, I probably deal with problems differently from you. But I'm here. I won't carry your burdens for you. I'll take some of the weight to make it a little bit lighter on you, but I also can't guarantee that I'll fix it. I can't guarantee that what I have to say will help you, but it'll give you a new perspective. So if you've got problems that you just don't know how to deal with and they're weighing you down and you just feel sad and depressed, ask someone for help. Ask me for help, because I think that there are a lot more good people out there than we expect there to be. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I love being able to talk about these things that are important to me and kind of just go through my head. So if you have something along these lines that you'd like me to talk about, leave it in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.